What's up, Forney? City Councilman Sean Myers here. I wanted to give everyone an update on the City Council retreat that we conducted last weekend. The City Council, Mayor, Parks, P&Z, and other staff got together, and we wanted to talk about the vision of Forney. Where are we going to go from here? What do we see Forney as being in the future in, say, year 2025, which is kind of the year that we kind of talked about. That year could be different. We've got to discuss that more, but we went with 2025. So in 2025, if we drive through Forney, what's going to be here? What are we going to see? We talked about a lot of things. We talked about the thoroughfare plan. How are the roads going to be laid out in Forney? You know, we already have a plan almost done for the thoroughfare plan. The thoroughfare plan is one of those things that's kind of like law and medicine. You practice the thoroughfare plan, because while you can put down a map of roads and stuff like that, you know, developers will come in and want to do something maybe slightly different for the land they're going to go in, and it may require rerouting a road or something like that. So there still could be changes made, but for the most part, this thoroughfare plan will have what the roads will look like, you know, years down the road, not necessarily 2025, but we hope that there definitely will be some of those roads down by 2025, and that's something we got to work on. I just gave this vision that we came up with at the retreat its own name. I hadn't talked about this with anyone. I just kind of came up with it myself just to give it a name. So I'm calling it Vision25. Vision, of course, it's our vision, and 25 for the year 2025. So like I said, that number could change just based on that goal year of when we would have all of this hopefully, you know, in place in Forney. Like I said, we talked about the thoroughfare plan. I know traffic is a big thing for everyone in Forney. You know, traffic's a big thing for a lot of municipalities around DFW, actually. You drive over to Rockwall right now, it's horrible. In fact, when we went to our retreat, it was off of Legacy in Plano, Plano/Frisco. It's like borderline right there, but the traffic was terrible. I mean, there was cars coming from miles, it seemed like, on Legacy there just to turn into where we had the retreat at. So, you know, people are moving to DFW in droves, and that includes Forney, and it's going to include Forney for a long time to come. So we have to figure that out. Now, you know, building roads and stuff is not cheap. To build a road, a one-lane road, costs between $1.5 to $2 million per mile. I mean, it's not just pouring a concrete slab down for us to drive down. You also have to account for drainage and such. You know, you have to dig into the ground and put drainage equipment for drainage and drainage ducts and stuff like that underground. The actual words escaping me, forgive me, but you see what I'm saying. It costs a lot of money, and if you think about what Forney's running budget is, which is $18 million, that doesn't leave any room to build new roads coming out of our current revenues, you know. So people say, well, we don't want any more development until we get roads. Well, you can't do that. And by the way, my sarcasm is going to come out a bit here. People call for building roads before we develop, but when we built the Gateway Bridge over there, everyone just made fun of it because it didn't go anywhere. That's what you're going to do if you build roads before development, and you can't plan for that, and you don't have the money for that. Development and roads go hand in hand. When developers come in and they build, say, a housing development, or they build a retail development or anything like that, they're in charge of building the internal roads and the roads that immediately surround the development. So it all kind of goes hand in hand. I know it doesn't seem that way at times, but that's how it works. And when you bring in development, that brings in tax dollars for the city to bring in more revenues and kind of fill in the holes and help those roadways out and add, you know, more if we can. So keep that in mind. Now, everyone calls for more development. We need more restaurants. We need more entertainment. We need something big. We need something to set us apart from the surrounding cities. You know, something like, just for an example, let's say an Epic Waters in Grand Prairie that just opened. If you haven't been over there yet, go as soon as you can. It's awesome. Now, they have a second building there that's not even done, and they'll tell you all about it when you go there. They can probably remember everything that was going to be in there better than I can right now, but it's an awesome attraction for Grand Prairie. Apex Center in McKinney is a great attraction for McKinney. There's several of those all around DFW, right? So what does Forney do to set Forney apart and make Forney an attraction, and not only help with entertainment and things to do for Forney citizens, but bring in people from other cities that brings in tax revenues and helps us support that, helps us support that whatever we do and support hotels, bring in hot funds to help with different programs that we have in Forney and stuff like that. That's kind of what we were looking at the retreat. Another thing we also talked about is parks. We have a lot of plans for future plans for parks right now. We've got the Pinson Farm Park over there on the north side. We've also got a development that we're possibly going to use. There's some land, 55 acres of land, 56 acres of land over in the Gateway that they are possibly going to dedicate to us for parkland. We have big plans for that area. There's been talks of possibly an indoor facility that may be built over there, like an indoor recreation facility. I don't know the details of what all would be inside that facility yet, but it's something that's a possibility, and we need to get that moving. We've talked about phase 2 of the park in the past, which included 10 baseball fields and some playground area and stuff like that. Now, we talked about phase 2 of the park, and I was happy to see that the people in parks felt the same way that I did. 10 baseball fields and some playgrounds is great. It's especially great for people that love baseball. But what's it do for everyone else? I want something more. Let's do something bigger. Maybe with a skate park, maybe with a disc golf park, maybe both, maybe something else. So we talked about that. No final plans have been made. We still need to get together and talk about it a bit more, but we are going to have future workshops in Forney that will include you. If you all want to come and see what we're planning and give input and talk about it, come join us and see what we're going to do. All of that park area we're planning to get done. We also talked about a big picture item, something big that, like I was talking about, the Epic Waters type thing or something else. I don't want to tell you what we were kind of leaning towards yet, because I don't want you to hold me to it. We're going to hire some consultants that are professionals that deal with this type of stuff, that see how it works for municipalities, how we can fund it, and stuff like that. A lot of this that we're planning will probably require a bond. Now, I think everyone would love to see this type of stuff in Forney. I know that I got feedback from the citizens through a video that I posted just before the retreat, and I reviewed all of that stuff before we did the retreat, and I think we've encompassed most, if not all, of those items with what our vision is, our Vision 25 is. Another thing we also talked about is city facilities. As we grow, this is more of a boring thing for the citizens. Y'all mostly won't care about this, but as we grow, we're going to need either new or expanded facilities, like for public works. They need a bigger area now, in fact, to store vehicles and store equipment and stuff like that. Some of that stuff's being stored outside, and it's not really good for those items to be stored outside. So it's something we need to discuss. It's possible we're going to need a bigger city hall. Depending on who you talk to, we do now, or you don't. I think we have options on that, and we're going to need to talk about that. And we will. So we'll figure that out. Maybe just remodeling our current city hall, or making it bigger or something like that, or building a brand new one later on down the road. Who knows? But it's another one of those things that we have to figure out. But like I said, I think what we want to do is mostly planned out. We need to work out details. We need to hire consultants and talk about what we're looking at, get some feedback from them, and then I think the big details will start to come out after that on what we're planning for and what we're working towards. I think the best thing about this retreat too was how well we all worked together to come up with this vision. I wasn't sure what to expect. You get a lot of people together and talking about different ideas on how they see Forney in 2025, and you expect that there's going to be a lot of different ideas, and people are going to be pretty stern on what they want. But it actually went really smooth. Everyone had similar ideas. We compromised on some things. We come together and we put together a good vision. So that was the biggest thing for me, is how well we all work together. And I think, as you've seen, I know after the election, and after every election really, things are a little squeaky with, you know, city council and stuff like that. But if you've been paying attention, if you've come to the meetings or anything like that, I think you've seen we've all started to work together real well. It's a nice, comfortable feeling at city council meetings now. You know, we joke around a little bit too, so it's a good environment now, and it was a great environment at the retreat. So that made me real happy. Again, I think you'll love this vision. I think you'll love what's going to happen. Like I said, there's some good stuff coming for parks that I think will definitely make happen. We're also going to work on getting some more road work done and stuff like that. We just got to put all these plans together. And like I said, we've got workshops coming and stuff like that. Corey had a great idea at the retreat too, Corey McGee. He wants to put this vision on the agenda and have it as a staple on every agenda. And we update everyone either at every city council meeting, every other, or something like that, so that you guys can hold us accountable. You know how we're working towards this vision. We're still getting things done, and you'll constantly get updates on it so that you know how things are moving into the future. And then, you know, if for any reason it comes to where you stop hearing updates, or you stop hearing about this vision and how we're working towards it, send us messages. You know how to contact me. If you're watching this video, you know how to contact me. You know where we're all at, the first and third Tuesdays of every month. Better make sure you know that. First and third Tuesday of every month, unless the schedule changes. Something else exciting too that's being installed next week is the Swagit system at City Hall. So for all those that say, man, all you citizens need to be coming to the meetings, even though I've known all along most people aren't going to come to the meetings. We don't even have enough room to store you in City Hall anyway. So Swagit is being installed next week. That way you can watch all of our meetings live over the internet and get updates on what's going on. So you're going to get to have that for your use as well. I think it's awesome. I can't wait. I think probably the first time we'll test it is going to be somewhere around February 20th. So and I'll announce that too before it happens, so you'll know. So these are the things that you have to be excited about. I'll give you more details as soon as I think we can give them to you. Trust me, I'd love to tell you everything that is going on, and I will do that. But I just wanted to kind of give you a report on what was talked about, where we're at, how things are going to move forward, and stuff like that. So I hope everyone has a good day, have a good weekend, and that's the state of Forney.